Now, to wrap up our track, I'm just delighted that we have Gini with us, the moderator, of course, of our Unitarian Universalist Association, to give us our final charge. Thank you so much, Gini.
Oh my. Y'all are still here, right? This is cool. This means that you actually are committed to good governance, yes? So I want to first tell you that your presence here does my heart good, because probably this year has been a different year for me to be out with our congregations than any other year. And it's my own theory that this is, purely anecdotal. But I think that what happens is that there are a lot of governance practices that I would actually term non-governance that don't hurt us at all as long as things are good. And we then continue to ride those ruts into when things are not as good economically, and all of a sudden we realize, or perhaps don't, the bad course we were on all along. The lack of accountability we had all along, the willingness to put up with hidden seats of power in our congregations accountable to nobody all along. Okay? And so as long as we have plenty of money, the fact that we have a few people who surreptitiously control part of the congregation's agenda isn't a problem. But as soon as we have a little bit of shrinkage, now we have things in conflict, and hopefully from this time and from your attention, the attention of good leaders like you, what we'll do is we will leverage what we know for greater transparency and greater accountability and true, authentic relationship in our congregations that then are going to set us free for what happens when things get better. Yes? Yes. See, it's my personal belief that part of the revolving door of Unitarian Universalism has to do with the fact that folks come in and they never really get established in our congregations because they can't figure out the dissonance between who we say we are and then their attempt to fit in congregational life. So they do things like they invest their time and their love and their attention in a committee or a board, and then find out later that that time and attention that should have worked and reaped a benefit according to the bylaws of your congregation actually means nothing compared to the person who's willing to exercise power unaccountably outside of our governance structures. I think that about 70% of what's wrong with us has to do with our inability to have authentic, true relationships where we will speak about who has power right now to act on our behalf and who doesn't, and how we should all then be together. Am I on target with what you're talking about? I was just checking in and see if I'm on target with what you're talking about.
Certain amount of alignment.
Okay, I'm a little bit out of alignment. Okay, let me see.
No, I said there is a certain amount.
There's a certain amount of alignment. Let me see if I can bring some more in.
Is that a challenge?
I think that this costs us ministries in Unitarian Universalism.
Absolutely.
I think that we fail to understand that shared ministry requires two things. Shared ministry is not that one Sunday a month lay people do worship. Shared ministry is that 365 days a year, lay people do good governance. This is our job, okay? Because during those 365 days, we have religious professionals doing their work. Shared ministry doesn't mean we share in the professional ministry. It means there are ministries for all, and it's time that lay folks get good at theirs. Yes? Yeah. So you being here does my heart good. So here's what I need you to do, to whatever extent you're willing to listen to me. Okay? And the reason that I'd like you to do this isn't trivial. It's because I believe that good governance and excellence in shared ministry are the keys to the Unitarian Universalism we want to experience and pass on to our children. I need you to take your plans and take them back home, centered in the sure knowledge that it is our responsibility in the laity to get the governance gig right. Okay? I need you to take seriously what you have learned here, because if you go back to your congregations with what you have learned, everybody is not going to say, "Amen, you just came back from GA and now we know the truth." Go figure. Instead, you will go back smarter and changed and therefore suspect. Am I telling the truth here? And so when you go back and in that moment that you are suspect and you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, how will I ever help make this happen?" You have other smart people that you're agreeing to be in an accountability relationship with, yes? So why don't you call them?
Invite them to come to your church and tell the truth.
Invite them to come tell the truth. Ask them how you can better tell the truth. Ask them if maybe the way you're telling the truth isn't helpful. It's always possible, you know, right? You have that person in your congregation, don't you? How many of you are that? No, never mind. That's good. And I know we have ministers in the house too. I know we have religious professionals here. And I don't want you to feel left out at all. Okay? Because I charge you to go back and to speak your authentic truths and to engage in a vibrant professional ministry. And to never cease to keep in front of our congregations the remembrance that our ministry is not in our congregations. That more and more folks coming into Unitarian Universalist churches is to build capacity to transform the world, not to have more of us looking at each other's navels together. So please go back and continue to be bold. See, I know that any of these governance transitions take both ministers and lay people to work. It requires both. And so you have to work together. But to the extent to which we can make this possible in this hard time, this time of difficult choice, to the extent to which we can get clear and we can have congregations that are accountable and transparent, we can start living our polity, living our destiny, and be the beacon of hope and democracy that we are supposed to be here in this country and around the world. So thank you for being here and dedicating this time. Is anybody unclear about my expectations and hopes for you? Go back, tell the truth, make it clean, have a great time doing it, lean on each other, be in covenant with each other, build it strong because it needs to last the generations. Thank you.